Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jim Moran. Today we're going to try to figure out what in the world is Remedium Sentinels. It is developed by Sobaka Studio, published by ES Digital Games, and it is basically a little bit of a better looking Vampire Survivors. It's a top-down survivor shooter game where you kind of pick up upgrades as you go. The story of the game is basically you're in this village and you're trying to fight the infection of some mutants, and they build these sentinels, these machines, and combine the machines with some alchemy. You are essentially a mean, lean fighting machine. So before that, we're gonna check the options. We got some audio, we got some video, and we got some game options. Nothing crazy. You got VSync and all that stuff. You got resolution. You got window mode. You don't have like a graphics menu or whatever that you can change the graphics quality, which would have been really nice. On the audio, you have separate sliders, which is pretty decent, and you have some game options here, which again, nothing to go crazy over. These are my unlocks here. I've basically unlocked almost everything except a couple of these things here. Which I thought this was a lose 1000 HP, so I kept losing and losing and losing all over again until I realized it's a 10,000 HP achievement, which I'm never going to get because I'm not going to play this game for too long or that long because there's just not that much game to play here. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. This is what I've played so far. There's only 5 levels, really. 6 levels, and one of them is like a boss that is kind of a waste of time. This one is the boss. It took me 21 minutes to beat the boss because there's just not... you can't do any damage to him besides your primary weapon. And he spawns like 2 different enemies every once in a while, and it's just kind of a waste of time, but I'm gonna do the mine here. These are the machines that you can choose from. You got the Gladiator, the Barbican, the Lamina or Lamina, whatever, Odin, Abbot, Archangel, Perun, and Jackhammer. So Archangel is pretty much the same thing as this one. Why does it keep doing that? It's just using a little bit of a few... It's adding a different skill to it, but it's the same weapon. It just adds the reactor there. This is just the saw blade, and saw blade here again. Same HP, same speed. This one is a little bit more because I've done an upgrade to it, but it's 5,000 scrap to buy each one of them, and scrap does not come easy. Also, excuse me, there's an upgrade screen here. It says projectile, right? This does not apply to every single weapon. It says add 1 more projectile to all weapons. It doesn't apply to every weapon. Technically, it should apply to the B, because it is a weapon, and it should add 1 more projectile, so 1 more B, to do more damage to the enemies around you. But it does not, which is kind of annoying, because I spent a lot of money for this upgrade, but I've basically kind of gotten all of the important ones here. Yeah, I'm just going to play the mine. I'm just going to show what the game is all about. I usually do... who should I do? Should I do Odin on this one? I usually just do the Gladiator, but Odin is basically the bigger version of the Gladiator. And then Abbot is the upgrade version of that one, of the Barbican here. So, yeah, I'm just going to do Odin. Who gives a fuck? I don't have anything to upgrade it with. I think I was doing the Jackhammer before, or was I doing this one? Yep, this was the one I was doing before. So, yep, let's do Odin. And this is what the game looks like. You can use... I'm playing with a controller, obviously. I'm using the right joystick to zoom in and out. And the game automatically aims, of course. You start really slow in the beginning, but... See, I have my primary weapon here. There's no extra projectile. Where's the extra machine to do a little bit more damage? That upgrade is kind of a waste of time. It's kind of deceiving, I think, but that's the least of my worries about this game. I do really like the art style. I don't mind the art style at all. I actually preferred it over the quote-unquote art style that Vampire Survivor has, but it's getting upgraded here on the 17th, so hopefully it's going to be looking a little bit better. This is the wasp that I was talking about. Click it. It just kind of goes and attacks enemies on its own, and it's actually pretty useful. It's one of the first things I level up. But there's just not that many weapons. The game is $5, so it's not that expensive, but it's just so okay. We're gonna do the emitter. The emitter is not really useful either. It doesn't do much damage. It doesn't attack very often. So later in the game, when more enemies come on the screen that require a lot more damage to kill, they're gonna be kind of impervious to this type of weapon. The only weapon that really helps is the bee, and then you got the machine gun. It's actually pretty good on late game, but until you get there, it's just gonna take a long time. So I'm picking up scrap, as you can see. You're not picking up very much. You have these chests here that you can pick up. Some of them have a freeze bonus. It freezes all the enemies in the map for a short amount of time. One of them has a damage that it does, and one of them heals. So let's say, yep, so we did the damage one. That's what it looks like. It's pretty nice aesthetically. It's not too bad. I'm gonna do the cooldown so I can attack more often. By the way, the primary weapons that all of these Sentinels come with, I literally consider them a waste of time. They're pretty useful in the beginning, but as you can see, like it doesn't. They don't do a lot of damage. They don't do enough damage for me. Even on the upgraded, the maximal upgrade, they tend to attack quite rapidly, but they don't attack with enough damage, I would say. So as you play the game, you're going to be looking for the Sentinels throughout the map to unlock them. Just keep that in mind. I've clearly unlocked all of them. So let's see. We got a mortar, which is the primary weapon of another Sentinel. That's the one that is my favorite, honestly. It just shoots... this one is one of the ones that actually works for the multiple projectiles, so it actually shoots 2 of them to different enemies, and that really is a game changer for multiple enemies. And eventually you're going to be upgrading it to the maximum level, and then it's going to be doing a lot faster and a lot more damage. So here's the problem with a lot of the weapons here. They all have a maximum level unique upgrade that actually makes them a lot worse than what they were. So I just got some damage there, but I have some regen that should hopefully bring me back to full HP relatively soon. So for example, the mortar, you can change it to add elemental damage. So I chose the poison. It creates like a cloud of poison that you can poison the enemies with, obviously. It's not great, so I'm going to try to level up the cooling as much as possible so I can do more attacks per second. But I would suggest just do the major upgrades once so you can get the achievement, I guess. I think you also get the achievement if you level them up maximum. But don't do it again if you don't have to. That's my advice. They're not useful. They're not actually contributing anything to your gameplay to make it a little bit better. So yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit overwhelmed here. I'm hoping to level up a little bit quicker. I also suggest whatever Sentinel you're playing, don't play the one that is the fastest with the buzzsaw. That's my least favorite one. But also do not skip on any of the walking speed upgrades that you see, if you ever see them. As you can see, I haven't really seen one yet, but level up your walking speed as soon as you can. You're gonna thank me later for that one. Once the enemies start coming out, and they're gonna overwhelm you, first of all, but also these dogs, they are fast. They will catch up to you. Some of the bosses are actually a nuisance. They're a headache. They're going to be difficult to deal with, so I would suggest getting up to speed as fast as you can. So it's starting to pick up a little bit here. It's still not incredibly fast-paced. It will get better, but as you can see, like if you try to dodge the dogs, they will not just follow your trail. they will go wherever you're planning on going. They will just follow you. And see that one right there, it's not going where I am or where I was. It goes to the position that I'm going to be. So once you start getting surrounded by all these dogs, it'll be incredibly difficult to dodge them. So that's when you're going to be needing the increased walking speed. And you're going to need some abilities that actually do some crowd control. So you're going to be looking for those boxes, hoping to get the one that actually freezes the enemy so you can start killing a few of them and picking up some XP. So you can hopefully pick up the, the upgrade that will give you some walking speed if you don't have it yet. So there is an upgrade that you can buy, like one of those global upgrades that shows you what is inside one of these boxes. I clearly don't have it yet. The decreased damage one is also pretty good, but I'm gonna try to level up my mortar here. You could also actually break the box and it'll show you what is inside the box. That's also pretty useful. It's kind of random if you can do it. Your weapons are not actually going to damage it willingly. You're gonna have to kind of got lucky how I did, where the mortar hit that box and opened it up for me, so I could see that I don't need to pick that upgrade up. So I'm kind of sitting here next to that fire upgrade. That's the bomb right there. Later on in the game, it's not going to do enough damage to actually justify the existence. It'll kill the low-level enemies, but it's not going to do shit against the really strong enemies. So do not put all your investment into that bomb hoping that it will save you when the time comes, because it most certainly will not. So I'm just gonna use it. See, those big enemies are still standing. I took some damage there. I'm gonna upgrade the emitter, and hopefully it'll keep me alive for a little bit longer. Usually these big guys drop the more advanced experience orb that gives me a little bit more experience, and that's not the case right now. Also, the experience works in a little bit of a weird way. Those small orbs give you 1 experience, and the big orbs give you 5 experience. Well, if you pick up the ability that increases your experience by 10%, I don't know how, if the game calculates that 1%. That's how you unlock the Sentinel for this map. By the way, you actually have to fight him. I don't know if the game actually counts that 0.1 that you, or the 10% that you get on the 5, so that would be yeah, like 0.05%. I don't know if it stacks on top of that 5, so eventually once you pick 10 of them, you get the full, you know, 1% bonus from that XP. My math might be a little bit off, but you get the idea. Because when I have it, only when I get like the 20%, then I get a little bit more XP when I pick the big orb. When I pick up the big orb, but not when I pick up the small one. So I also think that it's worth skipping the XP bonus upgrades for what it's worth. I haven't found it useful. You're better off just picking up an ability that will actually help you survive and kill your enemies a little bit quicker. See, those dogs are a fucking pain in the ass. You have to run away from them instead of just like, okay, here we go. I'm going to increase my pickup range so I can pick up more XP easily. Also, if you die, you die. There's no like second chance. There's no watch an ad. This is not a mobile game, so don't get close to the enemies either. This guy will one-shot you as soon as you get near him, so don't be fooled. That goes for basically every enemy that any boss that you're fighting. I'm not doing so hot. My upgrades have not been the best, honestly. This run is kind of a throwaway run, but let's upgrade the mortar more. I want to get that chain, but it's a little bit too late in the game right now for the chain, in all honesty. These dogs are, yeah, they're starting to fuck me up a little bit. I need to turn around and actually start picking up those XP orbs, because I need to grab some. First of all, I need to grab some movement speed, and then I need to pick up some more upgrades for my mortar and hopefully get it to maximum level. I also need to pick up some of the attack frequency modifier. Let's see. Yeah, that's the absorption right there. I just skip it. I don't care. The emitter actually does become a little bit better once you fully upgrade it, because one of the big upgrades gives it electricity damage, and it's almost constant, so you're not doing as much damage, but you are doing it more often and more spread out, so arguably that could be a little bit better. Hopefully I can pick it up on my next level up here, but this Sentinel is starting to be a little bit of a pain in the ass. I need to get rid of him swiftly. Is he almost dead? No, he's not almost dead. I should have picked up the chain upgrade, the chain weapon. That's very useful here for these small enemies, because it just basically annihilates them. Okay, this one is a new one. I don't think I've picked it up before, so yep, I've got the Ring of Fire. That's pretty good. Finally killed the boss. Let's pick up the upgrade that it's going to give me, and let's increase the damage by 10%, because why not? See, again, it doesn't do shit. Like, where's the damage? Why am I not killing these guys? It's just my mortar that is doing most of the damage. It's pretty much the best starting weapon, if not the only good weapon. So, yeah, 10 minutes so far. I think you have to survive 20 minutes, if that's right. I also do not understand, in the promotional materials of the game, it shows you these wild weapon combinations that you can have, and I just haven't gotten to that yet. It's just, the machine gun is another one example of like having it suck ass once you get the maximum upgrade on it, like the bonus elemental upgrade. It's not good. It's just, stay with the regular machine gun, like upgrade it to the maximum level as soon as you can, and just stick with that. Do not get the elemental upgrade on it. It's just not gonna be viable, because the maximum upgrade, it has a really fast attack rate, and it's pretty decent damage too, so it'll keep you alive for a long time. But right now, if I start getting to the point where all the dogs show up, I'm gonna have a really hard time surviving, and I need to pick up a health pack, because yeah, I'm just not doing any damage to these guys. And that was an HP. I was hoping it would be a bomb, since I have an HP laying down there, but I know where to go if I need to heal up. So you will die quickly once these enemies start hitting you. If you don't have the that armor upgrade, they will fuck you up very quickly, so be careful. Why am I not doing any damage, you ask? Well, I didn't develop the game, I don't know. I'm a 69, nice. I'm gonna circle around and try to go pick up that health bar here. At least my Ring of Fire is somewhat keeping me alive. It's not doing an incredibly good job, but it's not doing a terrible job either. At least it's getting rid of all these dogs, but there's another dog that comes through that's a little bit bigger, and they are much more difficult to kill. But so far, I see these big guys that are giving me a hard time, so yeah. Is this game worth $5? Is this game worth $5? Is this game worth $5? It's $5. I mean, yeah, you can get nearly 3 items from the value menu at Taco Bell for $5 before taxes. Maybe, you know, 2 after taxes, but is Taco Bell really what you're gonna be eating for the rest of your life? You can play this a couple of times. Yes, it's Steam Deck verified. Everything is verified on the Steam Deck if you have Windows, which is what I have. I don't really care about the Steam Deck verification stuff, but a lot of people don't, so that's fair. Yeah, this is basically the game here. As you can see, not nearly the amount of variety that a game like Vampire Survivors will give you for, I believe, less money, but if I'm not mistaken, they also recently raised the price, which is fair. They've sold a lot of them, and rightfully so. It's a pretty fun game. It does get old after a while for me personally. So yeah, I think this game is lacking a lot of the weapon variety that we've come to expect from a game like Vampire Survivors. If you're going to compete in that space and have the same price point, first of all, it's nearly impossible to compete with that price point, because what's made Vampire Survivors so successful is that it was one of the first among its decreases incoming. Oh, I haven't gotten that yet. Okay, it was amongst the first ones to be in that genre. I don't even remember any games in the mobile department that were exactly what Vampire Survivors is. There was games like Arch Hero where you level up and you go through the next stage, and the enemies reset and all that stuff. So it's kind of the same concept, but it's not the same exact game. So Vampire Survivors, in my experience, was the first one to do it seamlessly, all in one level, where you don't have to progress through the next stage after you kill all the enemies on the current level. So yeah, this is trying to capitalize on that formula. I think it's a dying formula at this point. I think people are starting to move on to the next big thing, which I'm not exactly sure what it is really, but people are not going as bananas for this genre as they used to be, in my opinion. Although it's still very popular. So yeah, I just beat the level, no biggie. Doesn't matter which upgrade I got. So this was kind of a disappointing run, because I was expecting to get a little bit more. So I got a couple more achievements here, and I was expecting to get a little bit more of a theatrical thing to give you, to show you. But you do also have the rush mode, where it's a little bit more difficult. So we're gonna do Odin again here, and then rush mode is a little bit different. You have points. There's no time limit. You can just survive as much as you want. If I was in rush mode before, I would have survived a little bit longer and hopefully see you a little bit more of the gameplay here. But that's essentially the game. I'm not gonna go through another rush mode just so I can artificially increase the duration of this game. And I think you do get a little bit more experience, so you can level up quicker. So I'm gonna end the video here. This is, again, it's like $5 or so. I was able to beat the entire game technically in 4.5 hours, and that was with a little bit of an alt-tabbing, so I can walk the dog around the neighborhood for a few minutes. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna thumb it down. I'm gonna thumb it up, because it's only $5, and especially if you find it on sale and you just need your fucking fix about this boring ass genre. This will keep you occupied for another 5 hours. I guess you're paying $1 per hour, and if you do the rush, you're gonna get a little bit more out of your money. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.